of it, which I know is very inefficient.
What's up, y'all?
Cool.
Happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome back to Boxem Office Hours here. Going live for probably 30 minutes, answer y'all's questions. We're live this time every Thursday, so if you want to hit the little reminder bell down below so you know when we're live and you can ask questions, that kind of stuff. Good to see you guys. What up, HJC? How we doing?
So now that's Hunter right there, bro. He changed his name. He changed his name there. Yeah, Hunter got right with the Koji program for Q4. Let's go. Have my boy cooking auto engage for the fellas, right? We don't get Hunter popping on X too, as well. But yeah, let's get it. Whatever questions y'all got, feel free to let us know and everything here. So let's tap in and get rock and rolling on here.
Still a lot of good buying opportunities today. I know actual Prime Day is gone, but a bunch of those websites are still running good sales. And that'll be the case with all future Prime Days too, by the way. Like when you guys are seeing that, it feels like there's a Prime Day like once a quarter or something like that at this point. And other websites, it's always a good sourcing day. I know we spent pretty good money. A lot of the sales are still continuing. So I know we're stressing it extra hard this time of year, but if you have not kind of dialed in on the sourcing side of things, it's a little bit easier today. It's going to go a lot further this time of year since things get more profitable, sell faster, all that kind of stuff. And let us know if you guys have any questions about digging in on that kind of stuff. I know it's overwhelming when you get started.
Last meal you guys cooked, ground beef. I mean, DoorDash is decent and everything. If you're in Miami, get Coat on DoorDash and get the spicy chicken nuggets. Blaze says, so I just reactivated my account. I need to know the first things to do after that. I'm a beginner. Sounds good, family. Hey, you're in the right place, Blaze. So we do these live streams a couple times a week to, make sure you guys are up to speed with this stuff. And then in terms of, getting going and building your business here, we have a lot of good free resources for you, but in terms of what you need, right? So you took the first steps and got the Amazon seller account, fire right there, got the Amazon seller account. You're going to need 2 product research software that are super, super cheap, $20 a month, SellerAmp and Keepa. Warren and I both have really good videos on our channels going over how to use both of those, as well as Boxem for listing, shipping, and analytics right here. So SellerAmp, Keepa, and Boxem. You need some basic supplies too, really just poly mailers for FBM and free labels for UPS. From the UPS website, or free labels from UPS. You can use them for USPS or UPS. And then you just got to get sourcing, man, right? So online arbitrage, best way to find products is using the storefront stocking method, where you look inside the storefronts of people are making lots of money, aka that are selling online arbitrage products. Just start out in winning proxies in our videos and just get after, man. Any of your local discount stores, Ross, Marshalls, TJ Maxx, you can do from just go in store and scan with the SellerAmp app too. It's gonna be a good thing there.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a good micro step there. A little improvement to the efficiency there. I like it.
Oh yeah. It's gonna be a battle setting it up though that first time though, Hunter. It
is inevitable. That is maybe a top 5 hardest part of selling on Amazon is setting up your printer for the first time. What's up? Kira said, can you talk about putting a seller name? Don't spend more than exactly 1 second on it, Kira. It matters 0 at all, right? Like no one pays attention to your seller name. They're just hitting the add to cart button, that kind of thing. So just pick something that sounds fun to you. Roll with it.
And you can change it all the time too.
Yeah. As far as the LLC goes, it's a good idea. What I generally say, if you have like personal assets you want to protect, because worst case, like you could theoretically get sued. I've never seen it happen. I've never heard of it happening, but that's kind of the traditional advice there. Neither of us had one when we started, though, because we were super broke, so it didn't really matter.
Yes, sir.
For sure. Let's see, if you just start over, what would be your first 3 ungates? The first 3 products that are gated that I find profitably. It's not like any specific brand, but when you're digging through storefronts, you find a good product, it's gated. All right, let me buy 10 and submit that. So you shouldn't necessarily be like targeting specific brands. Just source as you go and use whatever you're sourcing to rip that on gate.
Yeah, you mind popping me up on screen share too? Yeah, right. So like you want to start out on stuff where like you can see that it's online arbitrage. Like
you've been ripping the vinyls lately, huh?
They're auto engage, man. Yeah. So we can see here. Yeah, like these are 21.97 here or 20.97, right? And then Walmart we can use tax exempt on, right? So we're here at 20.97 right there. This might not even be the right one, but regardless, right? So we can see this is online arbitrage. Very, very good chart. Competition going down. Price steady trending up, right? Looks like a really, really good opportunity here, right? And then all we need to do to find other stuff from here, right? And literally, guys, like go plug this in on your own and hit select the condition, then hit apply to sell and request approval. And if it asks for documents, it is gated. And if it asks for if it just starts to let you list it and it's asking for quantity and the price and everything, then it's an auto engage, right? So you can literally start out on stuff like this. And then the way you want to be doing it is scrolling down here and opening up the other sellers in this listing or these listings, right? And then just go in here, right? And click a brand, grab the ASIN, check for auto engage. Click a brand, grab the ASIN, check for auto engage. Click a brand, grab the ASIN, check for auto engage, right? And not that if something's gated that you should automatically avoid it. We just love the idea of selling a good bit of auto engage products prior to while also doing a gated brand or two and everything. Yeah, so that's gonna be a good thing for you guys. Yeah, so that's the way we recommend doing sourcing as a beginner, right? Don't worry about manual sourcing, right? Which would be going on Kohl's and digging through their sales section, right? Just worry about storefront stalking, because with storefront stalking, all of these listings are proven as good movers here, right? And everything, yeah.
Yeah, the other thing, just pop that. Never mind. The other thing to think about, when you're storefront stalking, you see that list of brands, that kind of thing. When you're talking about checking for gating, also just check those brands. Literally Google them, and within a minute, you'll be able to figure out if that brand is cheap today or not. The vast majority, I would say 90% plus your products are only going to be profitable during certain windows. And if you Google that brand and you're not seeing any sales going on, it's very likely that there's no one can source that profitably right now. So I think that's another big disconnect with people who reverse source. If you're just going to random, you're just scrolling through the list by default, not really paying attention, you're going to look at a lot of junk. Where if you go brand by brand, it's a lot easier to figure out, all right, this is cheap today, this is not, here's my opportunity, that kind of thing.
Yep.
Let's see, how do you place multiple orders? They always cancel your order if they think you're using multiple accounts. A lot of websites will cancel your orders if they think you're doing credit card fraud or something like that. They don't even care if you're a reseller. So you can always shoot them an email and ask to purchase in bulk. Or you can use things like discounted gift cards or PayPal to check out, and those will help as well. Especially the gift cards, because if the website thinks you have a stolen credit card and you use a discounted gift card, they know immediately, all right, we got that money back. They're not worried about fraud in that case.
Yes, sir. Just goats. Appreciate you, gang. Wow, I love this. We got a lot of new beginners in here. Right? Shout out to you guys being in here. Getting started at the perfect time. We're here to help, right? If you're another beginner in here with some of the other guys and gals that have tapped in already, let us know any questions in chat here. So Minhaz, love the leather jacket. Says that's something Garrett all out Amazon would drip too, and Corey. But Corey can't pull it off the way Garrett can. If I start OA and RA now, after I'm getting some products with auto engage as shown by you, what kind of product category can I start working with? Can you suggest any product or branded distributor? Yeah, dude. So the nice thing is most categories are auto engage. A few of them aren't, right? Grocery, toys being a couple examples of those. Luckily, those are easy to ungate via Target, right? And everything, which are totally cool. And in respect to what items start with, literally that item I just showed you guys, or any of the items you see recently in our videos. Warner, you posted a new auto engage video the other day?
Yeah,
watch Warner's auto engage sourcing videos. Those would be cool too, and everything. Yeah,
for sure. Let's see, the category itself, you gotta ungate. Yeah, I mean, just plug stuff in. You gotta be a little bit of a self starter if you want to make it. So you can plug that in and see that it's a gated category, right? But then you just get the invoice. Don't I know a lot of you newer sellers, gating feels like a big roadblock, but it's really not.
Yeah.
Let's see. What up, 100 ROI? Good to see you. Still repping the custom merch. You love to see it.
Yeah, you be dropping the crazy bit emojis in the group chats, man. Yeah, yeah, crazy bit emojis there. The AI, he's definitely embraced AI. Grocery friendly ungated. Yeah, so it's a gated category, but it's takes a couple of days to get it ungated, and then you're good to go. With that, yeah, Minhas. So literally any of that stuff you can get going with. Yeah.
Yeah, let us know what other questions you guys got here.
Yeah, we got last couple of days. I mean, Prime Day technically ended yesterday, but Prime Day is better for buying rather than selling. So a lot of the sales retailers.
Pretty much all the ones I was looking at yesterday are still going.
Yeah, still on, right?
It's interesting.
Then we got Halloween coming up in a couple weeks. Early Black Friday right after that. Black Friday, Cyber Monday right after that, and it's a good thing here.
Absolutely. Let's see. see, I assume you mean you sent something in a month ago. Allowed to send for FBA stock. If it's meltable, you can't send it into FBA until, I guess, so it's like a week from today. The 15th is the cutoff date. But that is like a good kind of thing to be on the lookout for. Like meltables, if you get them shipped in the day that they are eligible, you'll usually have like a week where they're a lot more profitable until they kind of reach their natural like FBA equilibrium, if you want to call it that. So if you have meltables sitting on the sideline, I would get those shipped in. Like maybe like get that shipment ready at like midnight the second they're like get that shipment out ASAP there.
How people be doing that shit, yeah.
Let's see, do you need Keepa and Sunarp? Yeah, Blaze, there's no way for you to source products without those two. That's kind of the fundamental there. There's other like things you can use to like scrape prices and that kind of thing. Not really the most efficient way to do it, but for all of those, you still need to reference like Sunarp and Keepa data. Just how you're going to see all the basics, basically.
Absolutely. You need Keepa right there. Yes, sir. Friend used the subscription for winning procs. Do I need... Will you do this one already, Warner?
Yeah.
Blaze here? Yeah. Nah, don't be paying for leads. Find them on your own because that builds the skill and that builds the sustainability for years in your Amazon business. Right?
Absolutely. Yeah. Let me pop the screen up here. Just want to show you guys. So like I was talking about as far as like sourcing goes, let me know if you guys have questions on this kind of stuff. When you're sourcing, especially reverse sourcing, I think a lot of people are just like randomly scrolling through. So if you do this, like your reverse sourcing is going to be way more profitable.
Every single month. My
bad. Got like random product I was looking at earlier. It's actually profitable right now. When you're sourcing, instead of just like scrolling through here, just want to stress how important this is. Like this is, I mean, especially right at the top of this store, it's kind of junk. Like one sale a month, Amazon's on it, and so on, right? But if you go brand by brand, and this is a little bit more feedback than I would typically reverse source. All you have to do at that point is just copy the brand name, paste it into Google, and obviously the brand site is going to pop up first. It'll show you where you can source it from, that kind of thing. And then I'm just checking for like banners, right? A lot of times there'll be a banner up here that says like, oh, 20% off on X today. If we go here, Macy's is probably going to have a bunch of like prices slashed through when it's on sale. So that, right, for example, if you see that a ton on like a brand that you see in a storefront, probably dig a little bit deeper, right? I think Nautica is a really good example today. Like if I search that, you're going to see, end soon. Here's a big % off sale, basically. Like this is what I'm looking at, basically, is these big banners. And then instead of just like randomly scrolling through, I'm just only focusing on where I know there's opportunity. I feel like that's been helping a lot of some newer sellers lately, just kind of that quick mental shift there.
Yep. Can I change prices when products already shipped in for FBA? Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, totally. Yeah, and you should, right? So the best way that we recommend to do, right, is when you initially list FBM products, match the buy box, right? I'm gonna pull up a good example of that too, because I got a coach team's been asking some really good questions about that. So on the
especially for Q4, pricing is super important. Because basically, like when you get into December, unless you have something you can like place a pickup order on, it's really hard to restock it, especially like when you get mid-December. So you want to make sure like all those sales you're making are at maximum price. It's like super important.
Yes, sir. Right. So one of your best friends on Keepa, right, is going to be down here. Right, going down here and hitting data and then buy box statistics right here, right? And then going where it says last one and then filtering to most recent. So you can see who's won it most recent and when, what fulfillment type, and what price, right? So where so many beginners go wrong with FBM is they want to FBM listings that aren't FBM friendly. What you need to do in order to identify if something's FBM friendly is go down here and hit data and then buy box statistics, right? And then go to where it says FBA. You can move these columns around if you want.
Was that the laundry buzzer?
No.
Okay.
I think it was my phone rate. Which
okay.
That would have been important. So
I thought this man was genuinely always doing laundry.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah. So we can see like this item here, 7% of the buy box share is going to this FBM SAR. 13% to this one, 5% to this one. We know for a fact that this is FBM friendly because I can see a good bit of the buy box share going FBM. So typically in order to FBM something, you want 20% or more of the buy box to be FBM. Right there. Yeah.
Yeah. And in terms of like pricing that, you can also, like you saw like 16 hours ago, somebody made a sale $4 more than the buy box was currently. So I'd go in there, I'd set my minimum price at like 46 and let the current seller sell for 43, make less money, that kind of thing. There's a lot of opportunity for that during Q4. You'll see a ton of prices that will have like 10 to 20% swings. And if you just set your minimum in the middle point of those, you'll make a way more profitable sales there. Only reason you want to be making all the sales is if you're going for like a volume play on it. See, how risky is an IP complaint to account health? You have an ACD on a list, but only the brand owner offers it now. Yeah, if only the brand owner's on it, I would not sell it, Deal Hunter. I will sell some products for the brand sales on some of the listings, but not the one I'm looking at. If the like, make sure that profit and ROI is like worth the extra risk. But that also says you're not going to, pretty much never. I've never seen anyone have, major account health complaints over one IP complaint. It's when you have a lot of account health complaints and you're not like doing anything about it. You're not appealing. You're not thinking about it when you're sourcing. That's where you can get in trouble. So if you have no blemishes on your account health, you can afford to take a risk or two. Just don't make a habit out of it, basically. See, you sent a bunch of orders of chocolate. The customer said they were damaged and melted. I mean, this time of year, it makes kind of a lot of sense if you're shipping chocolate. I would probably believe them in that case, unless you ship them via like an insulated bag or something like that. That's why it's usually not super worth to do FBM on like things that are genuinely meltable, because you have to buy like ice packs and the like special padded poly bags that have like some insulation, that kind of thing. But yeah, just set one of those things out in the sun. Like I've done this on things that are flagged as meltable that are actually fine. Set it out in the sun for a day, see if it actually melts. If it does, all right, I'm not gonna mess with it, or I'm gonna make sure I have extra margin to like buy the ice pack and that kind of thing to go in the package too. Sweet. Total sales so far around $4,500. That's what's up. Yeah, I love to see that. Started selling mid-June, had almost no progress in July because of prep center issues. Is this progress okay or too low? If you are happy with the results, then that's a win.
Yeah.
If you feel like you could have done more work and you're thinking about all the times you were on TikTok and you're should have been working like building your future, then maybe just work on that, right? If you sold $10, that's $10 more than 95% of people will ever make on their own. You know what I mean? So anything you're selling is a win. But just ask yourself, like, am I happy with the work I put in? That's what you can control, right? You can't necessarily directly control how many sales you're going to make. You can control how hard you work to, and that's usually going to lead to sales. So that's how I like to look at it that way. Because you're going to have any business you run, you're going to have stuff that's out of your control, right? So it's, am I happy with what I put in? No, I've been slacking. All right, let me work harder and try to get those goals I want. Let's see, what's up, Kira? How often you go live? Yeah, we're Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. Scheduled streams are usually live at least one extra day of the week. And that's Monday 5, Tuesday, Thursday 4, and those are Eastern time. And yeah, if any of you guys want to make sure you're reminded when we're live and that kind of stuff, it's the cheesy YouTubery thing, but subscribe and hit the little bell, and you'll get a notification on your phone when we go live. Let's see, you want to take that one?
Yeah. If you get an IP complaint, just submit the documents they're asking for. They're just making sure the stuff you're selling is legit. Right there. And then, ideally either stop selling or liquidate the listing, depending on kind of how quick it gets taken care of and everything there.
Yeah. It's pretty much the same documents used for like ungating.
Exactly.
You just show the whole picture and make sure you're buying legit inventory, basically.
Yeah. And that's the thing with ungating too. Like you can submit that order confirmation email right when you get it, but then also you get declined a couple of times. Totally normal. Keep submitting. But also keep adding the file, keep making the file better, right? So adding like picture of the product, the shipping label, the delivery email, all types of stuff like that. Yeah.
Let's see, you got auto-engated in Funko. That's pretty sick. I don't think I've ever seen anyone get auto-engated.
I'll drop a Funko ASIN in chat. Let's see if anyone.
Kelly's, do you sell a lot? Or like, have you sold 10, 20 by now? Usually you see like if you sold like 10 or 20K, you start to unlock a lot of auto-engates. See, so once you learn how to find products, do you need to apply for FBA? Nope. Yeah, as soon as you have your Amazon account, you can send stuff into to Amazon FBA there. You'll just take the ASIN for the product that you want to sell, just from like the URL or from SellerAmp, and then list it on Boxem, and that'll kind of walk you through the process of getting that all shipped off and that kind of thing. And there's also some guides and that kind of thing. See, so you're just starting.
TGP, no way. TGP, welcome family.
What's up, man?
Good to have you here, TGP.
How what was that like? That was like 6-ish months ago. Probably. Yeah, were you around the summer, TGP?
We need Pickle Rick back too.
He's been gone for a while though.
Yeah, bro, a couple years. Yeah.
So you said you're just starting. Interesting. So you're just starting. You got the Funko auto ungate. You might have a blast Amazon account. Somebody else test the Funko auto ungate here if you're not ungated and see if it works for you. That'd be interesting.
Yeah. Nah, good to have you here, TGP, and on everything here. Yeah. What other questions y'all got for us here? Getting first order in? Damn, cool. That's fire. Don't do chocolate. You don't do it through FBA. You can't do it through FBA April 15th through October 15th. But once October 15th hits, then you can go ahead and pop in a bunch of other stuff there. Yeah.
Yeah, when you're sourcing, there'll be a little M on the alerts tab on SalaryAmp to mark that it's meltable. And if it does that, you can't FBA it at all, and just make sure it gets the customer fine FBM basically. See, using some Keep Product Finder in the Q4 season. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that you can kind of get custom on there, just like stuff that's like increasing in price a lot. In the roadmap, go dive into like the templates, and then we've been doing a bunch of calls recently, diving into like specifically Keep a Product Finder for Q4. I think you'll find a lot of value there. And if you're not in the roadmap, you can check that out below.
Yeah, my storefront stocking game cold as ice. Hell yeah.
Getting back in the game, yeah. Shaking off the rust. You're like
shaking off the rust.
NBA player fresh off an ACL tear or something like that.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like the industry's changed, obviously, and it's always going to change. But like the fundamentals are the exact same. Like how I used to source products 4 years ago is the exact same thing. I was talking about this with one of my coaching guys today, and that like you build up the skills, and you're building yourself too, your mindset, your work ethic, et cetera, there. Yeah.
Yeah, that is the big thing. I feel like I can almost think of like 3 or 4 things that at least my business has been primarily built around that just dries up and you have to completely repivot. And every time it feels like the apocalypse has come for your business, but it's like, oh wait, I've spent years building these skills. You find that new thing that you're able to go like super deep on and learn a lot about. I think that's, yeah, it makes a lot of sense. A lot of people like just kind of throw in the towel if whatever their favorite thing is. Maybe the brand starts selling on Amazon, something like that. But yeah, as you build those skills, like you just, you've spent too much time like knowing how the business works to just throw in the towel at that point.
Yes, sir. You provide step-by-step tutorials. Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, there's really not that much you're going to do in Seller Central besides like reporting and stuff. You're going to do most of it through Boxem, which make your life significantly easier. But yeah, we have tutorials all over our channels, free courses and stuff and everything. And
what do you even use Seller Central for anymore? Feedback removal?
Yeah.
Account health, I guess. Account health and removing feedback.
Yeah.
That's about it. Let's see. Yeah, sounds good. You were filling up the parents' house last Q4, I remember, something like that.
Got it, man.
Yeah, for sure.
With the mail ready to get cussed out. Okay. So you can't send meltable FBA. You can totally FBM it, Kiara, but it like might melt and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You like as far as FBA goes, they won't even let you. Like could be an error message. You can do it FBM, but like Mom said, you gotta make sure it's safe. Let's see, you're trying to list something, is that the generic error message? I think it might be
something that 5.
Tony, check the
might be 5885.
That does sound right.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna show just in case it is. And just good PSA. When you guys are sourcing, make sure that this does not say generic because that'll create an error message. I do think you're right. I think that's 5885, which is or something like that. Something like that we shouldn't know off the top of our head, but roughly no. Let's see. Most products have a sticker or barcode that you have to print separately. Yeah, exactly, Oscar. Yeah. So when you're listing products, you'll just do that on Boxem. You just add it to the box. It'll auto print it, or you can just print them one by one.
Would you be able to tell all the supplies you need for shipping? I'll drop a link in chat to my supplies video, but when you're a beginner, it's literally just free UPS labels and then poly mailers and boxes from Walmart as needed, basically. Yeah,
there's nothing crazy. Yeah, the only thing I would say the only thing that I didn't think about right away, looks like for FBM, if you're going to do poly mailers, get like the thicker ones. They make like really cheap, like junky ones that can like rip open and cause customer complaints. And they're like barely any more expensive. It's like the only weird thing I could think of there. Let's see, potential document alterations, identify and verification process. If you're like editing the invoice, then don't, because that is against the rules. If you didn't do anything, then just keep submitting. But they're losing their mind a little bit there.
Yep. Thank you, buddy. Yeah, of course, Oscar. Mattel and Hasbro ungate. Yeah. I mean, like now's the time of year to do it. But really, you should only ungate something when you find it profitably. You know what I mean? Like that's really what it comes down to. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Walmart's good. They're pretty thick. Yeah, that's the thing. Wherever you can get them as close to the, direct to source as possible. That'll, make it as cheap as possible. Like the best way is through Amazon. There's really good ones, and then go directly to the supplier and buy them off Amazon with no fees. Don't tell Bezos I told you that.
Let's see. I said you had some cash flow issues, balance sheet, and know where money's going. Yeah, that's also really important. I think a lot of people, it's easy to look at your top line revenue and that kind of thing and think your business is like super profitable. That's why it's good to, obviously you want to have all the basic analytics tracked. But the biggest thing a lot of people aren't looking at all is like inventory that never gets shipped or goes missing in the process. So make sure you have like a once a month kind of audit for that. That's a lot more than you expect. Like even if you buy from Walmart, they're accidentally going to ship you 95 when you buy 100. And if you're not tracking that, you can lose some money. So just compare like what you bought to what Boxem says you actually shipped out and you'll be good.
Yes, sir. TGP says I always find it profitably. Have the leads from last year. Okay, hell yeah, yeah. TGP, you said you were going to tap in on coaching, man. Let's get right for Q4. Then I love that. I love that type of schedule, man. I love that type of schedule.
Yep, that's a good hack for sure.
Yeah.
Set aside the the admin work. That's probably the most boring part of doing Amazon for one particular day and knocking it out. I like it. Any particular size box you should be looking at shipping FBA? Not necessarily. Usually a lot of people just use like the Walmart medium sizes, Lowe's large, that kind of thing. Yeah, just whatever box size makes sense for you to get products that's like close to 50 pounds. So if you ship lighter things, it's going to be a bigger, if you're shipping like books or something, it's like the small boxes.
Yeah.
Let's see. Low capital in the beginning. Remember, let's see, all the money plus profit coming back. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. That's I know Miles and I both did that for a while. I was just reinvesting everything for like a year plus. Which is what it can take if you have very little money, like if you said you're starting with low capital. That's totally cool. One thing I would suggest, and I wish I had done from the jump, is just start to pay yourself a tiny percent, like 1%, not even just for the money. Just, all right, I bought a coffee this month. Okay, cool. It's actually making money, right? It's just like moving numbers around on screen. If that helps you like stick to your goals, and it forces you to actually know how much money you're making. Because if you're just looking at, top line random, screenshot of gross profit, you could be way off from what you're actually making. So it gets you in the habit of doing just a quick monthly review of what you're actually making.
Yep. Yeah, Martin, check link in the description for all info we got on that kind of stuff, man. Would love to get you right for Q4 and everything here.
Let's see, got some issues with reimbursement. So yeah, if they reimbursed you less than the item's actually worth, you can go in and upload your receipts that shows what you actually paid for the product, and it should increase the value of that item, and they'll reimburse you the difference basically. Otherwise, it's kind of a newer change. They just like assume what you paid for it. Definitely one of my least favorite changes recently, because they're just assuming what they as Amazon would pay for it, which is obviously a lot lower cost than what we're paying, buying 10 at a time as a random consumer. So you just got to go in and prove that you paid more than that, which is definitely annoying.
Yeah. So thanks everyone for tuning in for another Boxem office hours and everything. And y'all have a great day. Let's get to it. Check out some of our recent videos for more game. And the Buy Box Bandits podcast is coming back tomorrow. The Buy Box Bandits podcast is coming back tomorrow. Buy Box Bandits on all platforms. Tons of game for you guys. We got Q4 edition coming out tomorrow. Love y'all. Have a great day. Check out the podcast.
Absolutely. See you guys very soon. Make sure you check out Boxem as well for